Hello! So welcome back to Debbie Drama. This is my book Reviewmas for Vlogmas. Today's book is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. Yes, so this is in contemporary fiction, gay, lesbian and LGBT fiction and young adult fiction. As a 30-year-old, I took things away from this book, so it's not just a teen book. I'll read you the blurb. Frances has always been a study machine with one goal: elite university. Nothing will stand in her way, not friends, not a guilty secret, not even the person she is on the inside. But when Frances meets Alid, the shy genius behind her favourite podcast, she discovers a new freedom. He unlocks the door to the real Frances, and for the first time she experiences true friendship, unafraid to be herself. Then, the podcast goes viral, and the fragile trust between them is broken. Caught between who she was and who she longs to be, Frances's dream comes crashing down. Suffocating with guilt, she knows that she has to confront her past. She has to confess why Carrie's disappeared. Meanwhile, at uni, Alid is alone, fighting even darker secrets. It's only by facing up to your fears that you can overcome them, and it's only by being true to yourself that you can find happiness. Frances is going to need every bit of courage she has. I don't even know where to start with this book. It was so good. So you start off with Frances, and she talks a little bit about a girl that she knew a few years ago who just suddenly up and left, and nobody knows where she is. And then you hear little bits about her obsession with this podcast. She does artwork and stuff, and nobody else really knows of the podcast. It's just her. And then suddenly, like overnight, it suddenly goes viral. And she's just there going, oh, well, this used to be just for me and now everybody knows about it. But then the owner of the podcast reaches out to her, asking her to do the artwork for the podcast. And so they turn it into videos. So it's not just to listen to, you can now watch it. She can see, so she's doing all the artwork for it. And it's while she's doing the artwork that she finally connects who is actually behind the podcast. And it's someone that she goes to school with and who lives like across the road. And so you see this relationship between Frances and Alid kind of developing as their friendship grows stronger while they're doing the podcast. You look at his relationship with his best friend, and I'm just going to put it like that because I don't want to spoil the story. It kind of all intertwines into the missing girl as well. It's a really good book. It's really clever. I'm holding back from saying more because I would spoil it completely if I did say anything else. It's all from the point of view of Frances, and you're seeing her kind of processing what she learns from Alid, what she's learning about herself throughout the process, and what she's kind of learning about everybody else, because you've got kind of a bit of like an evil parent in there as well. Not her parent, Alid's mother, who you're kind of wondering if there's a bit of abuse happening on her part. But everything kind of slots into place when you consider the missing girl as well. It is very clever. It was a very good book, and even though it sounds a bit disjointed possibly, it flows very well, and you see these kids growing up and how they deal with the world, how they deal with the notoriety of being involved in a podcast that just goes global. And so you're looking at their friendship and seeing if that can stand the attention that the podcast is getting as well. So you've got kind of a bit of everything in there. I mean, when I first heard the title Radio Silence, I was getting a bit of a science fiction-y vibes. And Radio Silence is basically the name of the podcast. It's kind of like the hidden identity of Alid. It's a good book, and yeah, I'm not going to say any more, because I just feel like I would really seriously be spoiling everything. So it's Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. I'll be popping a link in the description to the book. But yeah, so thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for the next video. Mwah.